Why they brought me up to music from the 1950s, I don't really know. Say again? Okay. Not if you hate 50s music, but sure, why not? Yeah. So, welcome everybody. I used to be a professor, and a lot of people don't know this, but the word professor comes from the Latin professorum, meaning alcoholic douchebag. You didn't laugh at all. Are you actually a professor, or just hate professors? I don't know. Yeah, so being a professor was really tough. I liked most of the students, but once in a while I get a student that just makes these demands on you. This guy comes up, he's got a Che Guevara t-shirt and a beret, and he goes, Professor Blomeyer, you need to focus more on issues of intersectionality, precarity, gentrification, and non-binary identities, so that students can intervene in contesting social discourses, principally those of race, class, gender, instead of focusing on art. I'm not done yet. And you guys have no idea what I'm talking about. And his joke is completely ruined. Yeah, so he goes, instead of focusing on art like you do with all its bourgeois ideologies, like, dude, this is gym class. And take off your beret, you're in the pool. Okay, now go, woo! Just him. God, but thank you for participating. Next time, raise your hand. All right, so, yeah, I did quit being a professor. Because I think in life you got to take risks, because you just never know when your time is going to come. I had a good friend, my age, 65, health nut. Every week rode his bicycle 200-300 miles, and just in great shape. And one day he's riding his bicycle up the side of a mountain, and he just died. I don't know why I chuckle over that, but what I thought was, God, what a waste of time exercise is. And change is hard. Like, I went through a period in my life when I was younger where I was just paralyzed to move forward. And a friend recommended that I, take LSD, because that would, shake up my mind. So I tried it 2, 3, 40, 50 times, and it really worked. It just liberated me, and I was gung-ho to start 7th grade. That's not that far from the truth, actually. Yeah, and because time passes so quickly. I got a niece. I don't have children of my own, but I have a niece, and she's already 16, and she's got her first boyfriend, and she looked at me one day and she goes, Uncle Paul, how tall are you? I went, I don't know, 5'10", and she goes, my boyfriend is 6'2". And I was so touched. I was so moved. She's so young and already learning how to make men feel bad about themselves. Yeah, so I am a boomer. I think this table is the only one that's going to really like this next. Yeah, good. No, a lot of people don't know this. There's a difference between boomers that came of age in the 60s and boomers that came of age in the 70s, like I did. I mean, basically the 70s sucked. You 60s or 70s? You went like, I'm a boomer. Eh? No.
Oh, I'm 62.
60, okay. So you came of age in the 70s.
78, I graduated high school.
Thank you. Yeah, good. We have a high school graduate here. Let's give it up for the... Any other, super geniuses here that got through high school? Anyone? Now you're laughing, so we know 12th grade right there. So, yeah, it's great. So, yeah, the decisions I had to make in the 70s were just inconsequential compared to the decisions like my older brother had to make. My older brother had to decide whether to go to Vietnam. I had to choose between punk rock or disco. And I didn't even do it that well. I'm like, you know, like, do the hustle. Doot, 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 doot. Everyone, doot, 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 doot. That's enough. Anarchy! Doot, 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 doot. Yeah, doot, doot, doot. Thank you, sir. Yeah, yeah, and the debates that my older brother has had were just so much more important than my debates. Like, my older brother and his friends would debate the best way that a white person could help the civil rights movement for African Americans, Latinos, feminists, gays and lesbians, Native Americans. My friends and I debated which Charlie's Angel was the hottest. It wasn't Farrah Fawcett. She looked like a sucked up fentanyl addict, even then, in my humble opinion. Yeah, so, yeah, like I may be a boomer, but I get most social media. Like, I don't say stupid things like, oh, you're still on my face, or, you post into Instagram, I don't say that, but I will admit I was a little confused at first by all the dating apps. I was gonna get online, and my nephew, for reasons I'm not sure, said, "Oh, check out Grindr," and I was, I went to Grindr and I came across a guy. He had a rainbow-colored Speedo, and I thought, dressed like that, he's never gonna get a woman. Am I right, ladies? God, so you guys are a good audience. Just and educated, we've established. Anybody here on a date, but you're suddenly much more interested in someone at another table? What? I said, are anyone on a date, but you're suddenly much more interested in someone at another table? Wow, I'm so glad I'm here tonight. So any married people here? But you have just one too many children, and it's creating an immense financial and emotional burden on the relationship? Any rich married people here with one too many children, and it's creating an immense emotional burden for the woman you've hired to raise them? Okay, so we've established you need therapy, so I'll talk to you. I'm sorry, you're drinking, so you need AA. All right. No, I just, you know what? No, never mind. So, it was real funny what I was about to say, but I'm just going to move on. When you're a professor, you're supposed to inspire your students. You're supposed to say, follow your dreams. I do think there's a time and place for everything. I didn't want to hear that one of my students dropped out of college to become, say, a stand-up comedian. No, I wanted them to wait until they're in their mid-60s when their comedy will be fueled by a desperate need to prove you're not living a coward's life, to feel reckless and alive, and to make love to anonymous women before my body's final avalanche into impotence, death, and dust. There I go. So, are there any birthdays here tonight? Well, I guess I'm done now.